Hi everyone, and welcome to Forever Hairstyles. Today we're going to put some brains in an updo. It's for Halloween, obviously. And I bought some brains here. It was in a package like this, just like that. I opened it carefully underneath, so if I ever wanted to put it back as a prop, I could. And then I bought some headbands that are wired. Now this has some fancy stuff on it. You can have it plain, but this is the only ones I could find. And I took a X-Acto knife and cut 2 holes underneath, not on the side. And the reason being, 1, it would fit the head better. 2, if you ever want to put it back into the container again for props, you could. And then I punched some holes here for the bobby pins, so when we put it in, it's secured enough to not be all over the hair and not fall out during Halloween or wherever you're going to have the brains for. And this is a great idea for any Halloween costume, or even if you don't want to really dress up and have long hair, and you know, and this is for anybody that has long hair, so even short hair, I suppose you could do it too, but we're gonna do it on long hair. And here is a couple ways you could do this with the hair. I don't for this one, I'm not going to back comb the crown. I want to leave that pretty much straight. So I'm actually going to back comb around it, but leave some in the front like this. I'm leaving about a good inch in the front straight, so then when you pull it all back, you have straight hair too. A little trick to have smoother looking hair. Oops. So, and you might have to have tons of bobby pins with this hairstyle, so warning you now. So, you know, get some good bobby pins that will pin your hair pretty well. So basically, I'm taking this top here and bringing it forward, and leaving it out before you back comb it. And I don't want to back comb this, so I just take one section, and the back combing is just helping to place the pins, and it's easier to do that. So, and you probably want a lot of back combing. So you might have to do it a couple times here. And if you want to drop some of the other hair, you can. So basically you're making a back combing around the head, halfway. You don't have to do the bottom because you're going to pin that into a ponytail anyway, so. Okay. Then you bring everything, whoops. I knew that was going to happen. Okay. Those mannequins, they like to jump out. Okay. So then you will, oops. Will look kind of crazy this way, but I would bring this all back and then take a flat brush and kind of scoop it down back a little bit, because that's where your brains are going to go. Just don't take all the back combing out, just kind of smooth it out a little bit. So, okay. And don't worry about a bump here, because obviously your brains are going to be in that position. Take your headband and secure it where you want it. Okay, okay, so there's two different bobby pins. There's the big ones and there's the small ones. The big ones are probably better to put in your headband, you know, but not necessarily. It depends on the shape of your head. If you have a bigger head, it might be easier. If you have a smaller head, not. In fact, this is not going to work the way I want it, so you're going to do the small ones. Usually it works better on. So you want to secure your headband, and you want to take a pin up and then a pin down. So you want one going up and one going down. So you're crisscrossing them. So, and this will be hidden. Hidden both ways. Now, your headbands should be wired, and this one has fancy stuff on it. If it does have fancy stuff, there are ones that don't have the fancy stuff. It's just plain band, you know. In fact, there's some that has like flowers or metal flowers on it. You could probably take those off and use those kind of bands. Try to find a black one. If you're blonde, maybe the silver would work better. Okay, so then you take the hair and you bring it over. You're bringing it over to, oops. You're taking, not the front hair, but you're taking the hair that's been ratted already, or back combed, and you bring it over like so. Now you can pin it. You can, which I'm going to do. You can use a hair tie if you want to, but we're pinning it this one here. So now I'm going to bring, oops. Now you can leave it down if you want. You can put a ponytail. You have to be careful of the headband ends, so don't, you know, have that shown, obviously. So and we're going to hide that one. Okay, I wrapped it around as a bun. You don't have to do a bun. You can do just plain, a plain ponytail. But we're just going to have a little fun with this and do a little bit of the hair. Then you take your other hair in the front, which is going to hide all the brains, or make it look like your brains are showing. And I would crisscross it. Since I'm doing a bun, you might as well crisscross it. And put some of the hair on top of the brains. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this section here and bringing it over. So your brain is, you know, the part of the brain on the bottom is not being shown, so it looks like it's in your brain or in your head. So you might have to adjust it a little bit so it looks kind of like that, you know. And twist it around. Hide the ends. If you want to back comb it all, you can. So really, it should be looking like that. So then you take this side and do the same way. If you think you need to back comb all the way to the front, go right ahead if you want more of a bump. But you want to kind of hide the brains a little bit too. And then you swing it around here. Now I've done this before with ponytails. I've never done it with buns. So this is my first time of doing it with a bun instead of a ponytail. I've done many with ponytails. And I don't know, it just seemed like it's just going to be easier to do it with a bun today. Which actually looks really neat, so I'm glad I did the bun. But yeah, usually I have, you know, bringing it back and then have a ponytail and flipped up, and which I might do later on this week and have it pictures on my website, Forever Hairstyle. So if you do want to see it, you can. Or if I ever get the chance of editing this video, maybe the pictures afterwards. But anyway, so, you know, sometimes you gotta figure out how you want to do the front. This sometimes is a little tricky. And if you have layers, it might be easier too. This mannequin has no layers whatsoever, so. But anyway, you can be walking and people are like, oh, what's wrong with you? Brains are showing. So anyway, I think it's a neat little updo you can do for Halloween without really costing a lot. You can't even put gauze in. This little brain thing I got is like $1. I mean, that's cheap. And then the headband was about $1.50. So, and then bobby pins, of course, but who doesn't have bobby pins? Anyway, you know, well, I guess when I do the gauze, I do it in a ponytail and I tie it and then it hangs there, but with the bun, you can't really do that. So here's the hairstyle, and kind of did with a bun instead of a ponytail, which is fine. And the cost of it probably cost you less than $4. So with the gauze and the brains and the headband, and which you can reuse over and over, it costs you less than $4, and you could be Halloween-like without have to buy a really big costume, or if you don't want to do a costume. But yeah, you want to, if you're going to a party or even working at the office for Halloween day, who knows? I mean, and this is, you know, office looking hair with brains coming out. So, you know, there you go. And I'll show you the side and the back, and the other side, and then the front, you know, so. But anyway, there's the brains for you, and there you have it.